welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. I have a very special guest with me today who some of you that have listened long enough, or if you've binged, know as Nurse Ailish.
Hello, hello. Go
Okay,
way back.
And you're back. It's been a
I
few
know.
years.
It has been, yes, yeah. Because I feel like I knew about you guys talking about the podcast before it even became a podcast. And then I would go and show up at all your little like starter things. And
Yes,
then you did the panic party. And it was just watching you guys grow before you guys even were called Housewives.
that's
And
right.
then what was it called before?
Crimes,
I have a
Purples, and Cocktails.
Yes, I still have that t-shirt
Yes. Okay,
way
so
back.
Ailish and I have known each other since high school. And then we worked together at Outback
Yep,
with Gretchen.
yep.
And we have remained friends forever.
I know. We're going on over 20, right? Well, yeah. Well, oh my gosh, it's
Yes.
almost like 30.
No, it's 30.
Oh
It's,
my gosh, I feel so old.
I know, I feel so old too. 30
I've def
years of friendship.
That's crazy. So I've been friends longer than we haven't been friends.
That's true.
Yeah.
And she knows all the things because, she's met some of you guys at
Hmm.
when we had a meetup in Dallas, and she just came
That was
with me
fun.
to Crime Con.
Yes, I did. That's so
And
fun.
yes, and tell everybody how it is.
Okay, so I've been to one of the other crime fests, and which was a little bit smaller, but this
Mhm.
one, I had no idea what to expect. It was so freaking cool. And it wasn't really what I expected. I kind of didn't really know going into it what to think.
Mhm.
But what I loved was it is the most kind of just down to earth. It's not a scene. Everyone's just like there to mingle, to talk, to get their stories out there. You can go from one table to laughing and joking to the next table to like hearing someone's story of them fighting for justice for years. And I feel like everyone just connects on a deeper level. And then you go out to the little hotel bars after and mingle and have a great time. I'm a big
Yes.
fan. And I'm really
No,
excited for Vegas.
I know. It's so different than anything, which is cool. And then Ailish and I decided on Sunday to skip out a little bit early and go just check out Denver because I've never been there. And so we went downtown. We had no agenda,
None.
had no idea where we even were, really. We just
No,
called the
we
Uber
just
to
kind
drop
of
us off.
you chat GPT'd something and said like, let's go here, and we went and it was closed. So then we
That's
were
right.
like, all right, now what? Now what do we do? And
And
then we ended up at the best place ever.
yeah, so Ailish, what was it called? There was
It
something
was
on the
like
door. It said like milk
milk.
something. We walked in and there was a crazy bingo game going on that was drag queen bingo. And we were like, we just hit the damn jackpot
With bottomless mimosas.
with bottomless mimosas, you guys. It
Yes.
was, I mean, it screamed our name without even screaming our name.
I know. We both looked at each other and were like, are you serious? We walked into some random place called Milk and got drag queen bingo with bottomless mimosas.
Yes.
Best ever. It was
And
so
we
fun.
both won bingo right away.
Yes. Well, I take that tab one because they do like regular bingo, then they do picture frame, which is all around the edge, and then they do a blackout. And her card was so good that she ended up winning twice, but she didn't want to go up there and get the prize twice. So I got to take her winning card.
Yes, that's true. I gave Ailish my winning card. And the person in front of us, she turned around when Ailish was up there getting it, and she's like, seriously, you guys didn't even know that you were what you were coming to. And you're winning all the bingos.
Yep.
Yes.
And it wasn't just bingo though, because at first we walked in and we thought they were shutting down because the game had just ended, and we were like, oh no, like we just got our mimosas. And so we asked some people, are they finished? And they said, no, 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 they're gonna just take an intermission and they'll come back and play. But so they started another game, and then they took another intermission, and they had a dance off during the
They did
intermission.
have a dance off. And these
And
people were another level. It was
yeah,
so good.
it wasn't just a dance off though. It was a dance off for dollars. So they just
Right.
so random people on a regular Sunday, not in a costume, nothing. Looked like they worked at Trader Joe's, and they got up and started
Yes,
grooving and walked around the audience and got dollar bills stuffed in
it's
their
so
clothes.
true. So if you
That's
guys
great.
are in the Denver area, I would highly recommend on a Sunday morning heading to Milk Something in,
Yeah, just look up Milk Denver.
yeah, and it's going to be the time of your life. So we did
It
that.
was
And
great.
then we parted ways. And then I said, Ailish, come on for this week so we can chat and you can
Yay!
be back. So we
I'm
are
excited.
getting into a story that I want to just make a disclaimer because I'm doing an event where this is kind of like it's a very small event, but I'm doing a live event and just to kind of see how I do. And if anybody is listening to this that is coming to the live event, I suggest you don't listen to this episode because this is the episode I'm going to do at the live event. So there's my little disclaimer. And I'm going to give another disclaimer that it is an unsolved case. And so people, if you hate unsolved cases, this is not the case for you. Um, but I think there is somebody out there that knows something, and that is why I'm doing it because I think
Oh, I
it
love it.
could still be solved. You know, it's one of those.
Yeah, I think that's like the key. Sometimes it's just getting the story out there. And wasn't there a podcast called Somebody Knows Something
I think there was a
or
podcast
something
called
like
that
that?
where, yeah,
Where it's just, if you just get the message out there, and someone's got to know something that is connected to the story, especially when it's
I,
like, I don't know.
yeah. And it's actually hits close to home here for me.
Oh, where is
Um,
it?
it's in Midlothian, Texas,
Where's
which
that?
I've been to. It's not far. It's like 25 miles south of Dallas. So
Okay.
it's like, I don't know, 25 minutes from me or so. And my kids played baseball out there. So I've been there
Oh,
before.
hmm.
It's in a county called Ellis County, but they have tons of counties in Texas. It's much different than California, where like LA County is almost half the state.
Half, yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Giant.
Giant. Yes. It's a population of 40,000 people. So not
Okay.
super small, but not big at all.
Yeah.
Um, houses are around $370,000. And it's considered like a really good place to live in California, or not in California, sorry, in America. And I would
I was
say,
gonna
like,
say you can't find anything in California for
oh,
370,000.
like nothing. And
Yeah.
you can get a really nice house in Midlothian for $370,000, like a good livable home
Oh, nice.
that even has a yard.
Oh, well,
So
you couldn't even buy a
if
yard
you
here.
want to come out, they also have very good public schools. The only thing that I would say is they are rated a B minus for crime on niche.com.
Hmm.
And although I don't think B minus is that low,
Mm-hmm.
but it still means that there could be, you know, there could be
What do
some
they
crime.
what do they use to like calculate those ratings? Like what do they actually measure?
They must measure just like all crime that happens and see like so it's probably a lot of like petty crime. I'm thinking
Oh,
that a
okay.
B minus is probably like some robberies, stuff like that. I'm sure there's not a lot of murders that happen in Midlothian,
Yeah. Except for this one unsolved one. But
but
I don't know if
for
yours is a murder.
this one, and I will say it is.
Hmm.
So okay, so let me tell you about why this town is, well, no, this is not why, but you know what I'm saying. Let's talk about what happened in 2016
Okay.
with Missy Bevers. So Missy and
Missy
her
Bevers.
family, yeah, Missy Bevers. It's actually kind of a, I don't know if
It is.
it's a funny name,
It's
but it's not her
if,
real name. That's just kind of what she went. She went by Missy, and then
mhm.
she married a dude named Beavers, some Brandon Beavers, and so then
Oh,
she became Missy
that is kind of
Beavers.
cute.
It's kind of cute. So her and her family lived in Midlothian, and they were, you know, amazing citizens of the town. And let me tell you about Miss Missy. Her real name was Terry Leanne. And I don't know why, but in the South, they love to use like two names, like
Yeah, I have
Mary
heard that.
Kate and Ava Drew. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's like that. She was not born in Midlothian. She was actually born in Graham, Texas on August 9th, 1970, to her parents, James and Norma Strickland. So she was Missy Strickland before.
Okay.
She was raised in Jacksboro, Texas, with her older brother Clifford, who they called Bubba. So
I feel like
Texas.
everyone has a, yeah, in Texas has a
Yeah,
son named Bubba.
yeah. And her younger brother Clint. She graduated from high school in 1988. She received her bachelor's degree in 1995. And then she met her husband, Brandon Beavers.
Okay.
And you know what happens when love, then comes marriage.
Marriage.
And the two married on June 20th, 1998. After they married, Missy went back to school, got her teaching certificate, and taught for a few years, just like somebody I know.
Just like me. What'd she teach?
She taught special ed, actually.
Oh, I
Um,
love special ed teachers. They just, ugh,
they're
those
the
kids,
best,
they are.
actually.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are the best.
My
Ailish taught
sister-in-law is a
middle
speech
school.
there. Oh, I taught sixth grade for 3 years, and they started out really cute, and they were wonderful, brand new sixth graders. And by the end of it, you're like, okay, hormones, move along.
Hormones, yes.
Yeah.
You know, because my son's in sixth grade right now, and the girls in sixth grade look like
Mm.
actually women, and my son looks like a little tiny
So,
child. It's so bizarre that year, you know, because
yes,
girls really grow up, and sometimes boys don't grow up until high school. So you've got this
yes,
real weird dynamic going on in sixth grade.
totally. I think all the girls are usually taller than the boys at that point.
Yeah,
They're all just
well,
so
they
little.
definitely are uh, in my son's grade. Okay, so she taught and then she had kids. So once she had her kiddos, she decided to be a stay at home mom until she discovered her passion of fitness and she became incredibly fit, which is my dream to become incredibly fit.
Like one of those like workout muscle
I,
people. That's what she was doing.
yes, she
Oh, like,
actually decided to take her teaching skills and her fitness skills and put them into an outdoor boot camp that she ran. Do you remember
oh,
those?
fun. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I totally did that when I was pregnant after I went to like a baby boot camp and it was like outdoors and you had to like,
Yeah.
yeah, those were the
So
thing.
she ran one called Camp Gladiator.
Okay.
And in 2016, she had been doing it for a while and she was like rain or shine, you're going to come and you're going to get it done. And that's probably why she looked so good because me, I'm like rain and sometimes shine, I will be there.
Right. I know. As soon as you said that, I was like, yep, not for me. I will
No.
tap out.
Yeah. So she made a couple posts on her Facebook page on the evening of April 17th, 2016. I think it was this, yeah, maybe it was April 17th. In one of the posts, she um, challenged her followers to show up at 5 a.m. and then to her morning class the next morning, which
Okay.
was going to be at Creekside Church of Christ. And
Okay.
then around 4 a.m., she posted to her fitness group to let them know that it was still on, but she was moving the class inside the church because there was a storm. And she said, if it's
Do
raining,
boot camp in the church?
yeah. So I think, these churches around here, they're way bigger than the churches in
Oh, they're like,
California.
yeah. I
They've
was like
got
picturing
these
a
like,
Catholic church. Like,
yeah,
that
no,
doesn't
not
work,
like that.
but
They have rooms that they probably
yeah,
even
that's
have like a
true.
fitness room in these churches. So,
That makes
um,
sense.
she says, if it's raining, we're still training.
Mhm.
And so she drives to Creekside Church in her F-150 pickup truck. She arrived
Okay.
there at 4:20 in the morning because she has to get the whole room set up, right, with all like
Yeah.
the probably the bands and whatever else you're going to do. The first student arrived not long after Missy did, but she stayed in her car until other people get there. I can see myself doing that, just like scrolling on the phone or whatever.
And super smart if you're a woman and you show up somewhere at that hour, like wait till other people are around you that you trust
I
because
know. But the
there's too
problem
much.
is Missy couldn't do that, so she was already
Yeah.
in the church. And at 5 a.m., when these students got into the church, they saw Missy laying there unconscious. And the first 911 call came in at 5 a.m. and the person was obviously frantic. She said that her instructor, was found on the ground unresponsive. So
Oh my
police,
gosh.
fire, ambulance, they soon arrived, but it was too late. 45-year-old mother of three, Missy Bevers, was
Ugh,
dead.
that is so awful. And
Awful.
all those people that saw that too,
Oh,
just
terrible.
traumatized.
Terrible. It was clear to everyone that she had been attacked. She had visible trauma to her head, chest, and there was broken glass. And there was also a hammer laying near her body where she was
Oh
murdered.
my gosh. How vicious. Oof.
Yes. Missy's
And she's probably
husband,
fit too. So like you, whoever it was, like,
oh,
ugh.
they startled her for sure.
Okay,
She
yeah.
didn't, she had no idea. I mean, really, you never would think you're going into a church. Like,
Right,
the last thing you think is somebody's in there waiting for you.
right.
So Missy's husband, Brandon, was out of town at the time. He was on a annual fishing trip that he always goes to in Mississippi.
Okay.
So he was told that his wife was murdered, so he rushed back. He's a real quiet guy, um, and very quiet at the time, but obviously devastated. I saw some of his news reports, like where people were questioning him, and he's like, my main goal is the girls right now. Um,
Yeah.
so,
That's what is so hard because I think with trauma, people, there's not a cookie cutter response. Like there's certain triggers, like when people talk about them in the past and things like that, where you're like,
mhm.
okay, they're just kind of putting on a front. But sometimes, I mean, people just go inside, and other times people get hysterical. And
Well, okay, so what we didn't talk about was after you became a teacher, you became a nurse.
yes,
And Ailish has been a trauma nurse
yes, for
for
the past 4 years, I've been in the trauma ICU and in one of the most violent areas. And then before that, I was working COVID, which had its own level of trauma. So I
mhm.
think between all of that, I've seen many different reactions to loss and trauma. So I have compassion for people who respond in not the typical way because sometimes you're going through so many things that and to have people judge you like, well, why aren't you doing this? It's hard.
Yeah, and you don't know how you would be, right?
Right.
Especially when
Exactly.
like you're not expecting these things to just happen.
Yeah.
So, um so you've seen it where something will happen and somebody will just kind of be quietly,
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
Yeah.
holding it all in. So
Yeah.
the story of this hit the news, and the details were pretty shocking. There was proof of forced entry into the building,
Mm.
and there was also surveillance footage from the church's motion activated surveillance cameras. So, you know,
Oh,
those cameras go on and start recording once something triggers it.
right.
So, the
Yeah.
only problem with those is you kind of don't get the before
No,
video.
that's how, yeah, it doesn't capture enough. Like you can see a little bit, but you're like, okay, how did they even get here? Like
Yeah.
it's missing a lot.
Yes. The outside cameras, unfortunately, were not working that night. But from the interior cameras, what police saw was bananas. At 3:50 that morning, the first camera activated when someone walked past in the hallway of the church. This person was dressed in all black with a mask covering their face, gloves on their hands, and gloves not like surgical gloves. It was like tactical gloves.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't see any part of their skin. So you have no idea what their skin tone is. The intruder wore shin guards, a black tactical helmet, and a
Oh,
heavy
jeez.
black vest with the words police written on it in white across the front and the back. So it looked like they were part of a SWAT team.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it. Like I'll put it up there, but weird.
You
I mean, like you've got to really be putting this outfit on
right.
to
I wouldn't think if I saw anyone dressed like that that it would be someone staging that. You'd think like it's SWAT.
you would think it was SWAT. And this person also carried what looked like on the surveillance video is a hammer. You can also see this person walking up and down the halls, trying to open different doors in the church, and then using this tool in their hand, whether it's a hammer or a crowbar, something like that. At one point, this person takes a step back and swings and tries to break a window on another door.
Oh my
So
God.
for 30 minutes or so, different cameras keep turning on while this person walks past the hallways, the doors, and just kind of like is meandering about, like not not taking anything. That's the thing. Like it was
Yeah.
they're just breaking things and opening doors. So take that into consideration.
Okay.
The person also had a really distinctive gait. They walked with their feet turned outward like a little waddle, like a duck.
Okay.
And their right foot was turned out more than their left.
I feel like that should really help narrow down your
I
search.
know. I know.
All you got to
So,
do is have people line up and say walk, and if they walk like
mhm,
that and they don't,
I know. I wonder if they should have put that information out there because they did put that information out there to try to catch the person. But then it's kind of like maybe you don't put that information out
oh,
there so you
yeah,
can, because
right.
obviously, like people, whoever's doing that is going to be like, oh shoot, now I need to walk. Now I'm going to get,
Yeah.
get myself to walk straight.
Or they just get a wheelchair and roll around.
Yeah,
No,
right.
don't show
Uh,
anyone.
so there's part of the footage that has never been released to the public, and this is when Missy is seen on the camera, um, because she is seen at one point showing up for her training session, and then I guess she turns her head, um, like she heard someone say something, or she notices that somebody, is there, and that's has to be the moment that she realized that she's not alone.
Ugh.
Police
Was the
updated.
camera footage like all gritty like it used to be back in the day? Like you can't.
It's pretty good actually.
Hmm.
But this person has so much gear on that you really can't tell
Mm,
anything. You can tell that they are a
yeah.
little overweight. So it's not like a tall and slender person. It's kind of like a shorter, stockier build. But
Okay.
even with all this gear on, right? Even they wore shin guards for some reason. The
Yeah,
the
that's weird.
outfit the outfit is odd. The outfit
Right.
is like even if you are going to, I don't know, if you're
Yeah.
just disguising yourself, why would you go to
It is.
that much effort to even put on shin guards? That's like
I know.
extra.
Yeah, the shin guards are just yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Unless you thought you were going to be crawling through something. I don't know. Or maybe
I
you
don't
have that
know.
weird gait because you have a knee problem. And if you thought you had to like get on your knees, you needed like padding for your knees.
Oh, that
I don't
could
know.
be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be something to
So,
that. Cause
police updated the public on Tuesday that the Texas Rangers had joined the investigation, and then eventually the FBI would also assist. So, this burglary theory is that the church has services on Sunday and they collect all their offerings and they don't go to the bank until Monday. And remember, this class is like first thing Monday morning. So, they wouldn't have
Mhm.
had a chance to go drop their offerings off, and this guy was there to get cash and
Okay.
checks, but he never got cash or checks, or she, whoever it is. They never,
Yeah.
and maybe they didn't find him yet, but I don't know how
Did it
much a
look like he
church.
was even looking though? Because it
No,
just
so
seemed like he was
that's like if
randomly
you.
just hitting things.
Yes.
Like I
So
think a burglary looks very different. Like you have a
you would
intention.
rummage through things
Exactly.
and try
Yes.
to find
Yeah.
it. And I would go
Right.
straight to the office. I wouldn't just be
And
opening up random doors. I'd be like,
right. And why would you need shin guards
and
for
why
a
would you dress
burglary?
up as a police officer?
Yeah.
And like a, I don't know,
Not
something's
buying
not
that
sitting
theory.
right. Yeah, something's not sitting right with that theory to me either. Okay, so they also announced that there was a vehicle that they could see on the camera that might have belonged to the killer. It was parked
Okay.
far corner of the church parking lot, too far away to clearly make out its license plate, and that image is really, really poor quality.
Mm.
Um, a local company called Oak Farm Dairy also stepped in and decided to put up some money for her, like if anybody has information leading to an arrest, they put up $10,000.
Okay.
And the Creekside Church, you know, put out a statement. I mean, everybody in the community was really kind of wrapped around Missy and her family at this point.
Well, I mean, even though it's what'd you say? How many? 40 something, the size of the
What?
community, like
Oh,
the size of the community.
40,000. I feel like
Yeah,
even smaller communities come together even more than like big communities, because
right.
everybody
Yeah.
seems to know somebody that knew her. The community came together and held a candlelight vigil for Missy. Her husband, Brandon, thanked the crowd of over 200 people for coming and said that he just knew this was just a small fraction of the people whose lives Missy's touched. Among the crowd were her fitness class students, fellow instructors, and Brandon told them, whenever I see these shirts, whenever I see Camp Gladiator, whatever it is, I'll know that Missy is there with me and I'm
Hmm.
proud of you guys.
Oh,
So she was really like, her friends say that she could light up a room, which I know is like one of those cheesy things that everybody says, but I really
right.
do think she was like,
I
I,
think as a fitness instructor, if you're going to have people show up at 5 a.m., you got to have some like dazzle. Like for someone
totally.
to get there, like you have to be charismatic for people to show up. Because if not, I'd sleep in.
Yeah.
I'd probably sleep in anyways, but so.
One of her friends said that just 18 months before this attack, Missy had been just a stay at home mom and she was kind of shy and quiet. And
Oh,
she just kind of morphed into this outgoing, vibrant personality when she got fit. And she just came into something awesome in her 40s, which I feel like a lot of
that's
us
so
kind of
cool.
do, right? You're
Oh,
like, I
yeah.
don't care about what people say anymore. I don't care about who anybody thinks I am. I'm just going to be
Right.
me. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
100% agree. Because I feel like I remember Leela's aunt telling us that years ago that like your 40s are going to be your best decade. And I was like, we were in our 20s at that time.
Yeah, so you're
And the
like
20s,
40, seriously.
yeah, I'm like, that sounds terrible to be 40. But I am loving it. Like, I really am just so much more at peace and I'm just happier. I don't feel a need for anything. It's just like you are in your own, I think, in your 40s. So
Yeah.
anyone in your 30s, just wait, you'll get there.
Yeah,
In
right.
your
I
20s,
know.
oh gosh, what we can remember of our 20s.
Oh, Elish and I have some wild stories. If you ever see us together,
A
we'll tell you.
lot. Not as wild as the stories that we heard in Crime Con, though. Remember those two
Not,
girls?
yes,
They were
we
like the disco biscuits of the year.
of yeah, all disco biscuits. Do you remember their names? I wish I remembered them.
I don't,
Um,
but they were
you know who
funny
you are.
and yes.
The
The,
Revelation marriage. What was it
no, it
called?
was the Renaissance
Oh,
marriage.
the
She was
Renaissance marriage
living
days. Oh my gosh, I
her
love you
Renaissance
girls.
marriage.
Yes. Clink Clink, you guys
Seriously,
are serious disco
best
biscuits.
15 minutes of our life was that story time.
Totally. All right. So, as police continue to investigate the crime, they obviously looked really close into Missy's background to see if anyone who might, want to harm her. She taught these fitness classes twice a week at a college campus and then 3 times a week at the church campus. And she had between 12 and 15 students in each of her classes. So that's a lot of people to look into.
Yeah.
Um, One of Missy's close friends told NBC5 that you could tell that Missy was more than an instructor. She was a friend to a lot of these students. Like she wasn't just the person that you never texted. She texted a lot of her people that were there like she was their
No.
friend. I mean, she was really a true disco biscuit. Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon also obviously was going to be looked at as
Right.
her killer. He said he had last spoken to her on Sunday before she was scheduled to teach her class. And he knew that he was going to be looked into, but he kept saying, like, I want you guys to look into the mannerisms of this person on the video, which I think both of us would say um, is probably our best bet at this point.
Right.
Her cause of death was listed as a homicide with a head wound. And there was an affidavit after that was submitted to obtain search warrants inside Missy's truck and inside her iPad, her purse, all of her valuables. They need to look into
Yeah.
what happened. Also, this intruder didn't take any of her valuables. They didn't take anything in her truck. They didn't take anything in the church that they know of. So this burglary,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This was a targeted attack.
There are more than one reports, which is so sad to think about, is that she did have a gun in her car. But there was
But
no
why
way.
would she think to even
No, you would never.
have that at your 5 a.m. workout class?
Yeah, you would never ever.
But didn't you say she posted the night before on her Facebook group that she
Yeah.
uh
Yes. That's where it's like if it that's where I'm going. Like there's got to
okay.
be something with somebody that knew she was going to be there.
Right.
Speculation went like pretty bananas about Missy's murder. Like, was she just a victim of this random crime, or was there more to this? Was she targeted, and was it a stage scene that looked like a burglary was happening? Then something was brought to the police's attention. Missy's father-in-law, Randy, had dropped off a blood-stained shirt at the dry cleaners on April 21st, just 4 days after Missy's murder. So
Her father-in-law?
her father-in-law.
Okay, first of all, dropping that off at a dry cleaner?
I know
Like
this
while
is.
your daughter-in-law is murdered? Like what a oh, okay. Sorry.
Well,
Just
the employee thought the same as you, like, what in the
yeah.
hell? So they contacted the police, and which, we always are like, if you see something, say something.
Say
So I am
something.
like, dude,
Absolutely.
even if it turns out that this is absolutely nothing, like, do
Exactly.
it anyways. So It looked like somebody had tried to clean blood off the shirt when he dropped it off. And Brandon's parents had just come into Midlothian from Oceanside, California, as soon as they heard about Missy's murder to be with their son and their granddaughters. And it
Okay.
turns out that this shirt had nothing to do with Missy's murder. Their little chihuahua named Kilo had actually gotten a tiff with Brandon's sister in law's dog, which was a Mastiff, which is like a huge dog.
Oh, how
And
sad.
the huge dog actually killed the little chihuahua. So these people are now dealing with
That
one,
is terrible.
the dog died. Their daughter-in-law died. Their dog died, and now because he took the shirt to the dry cleaners,
Now he's a
he's a
suspect.
suspect for this. So
That
thankfully
is
the
so
police took it
sad.
and they DNA tested the shirt, and the shirt is not, it did not have any human DNA on it. It was just animal blood. So there was no mystery there.
Oh,
But
but
it's so sad. It's like
so
terrible.
sad. When I was a
Terrible.
little kid, I remember lying to my parents one time and I faked sick because I didn't want to go to school.
Hmm.
And so I don't know, I was in like sixth grade or something. So I stayed home and for some reason, I opened the front door either to grab the mail or something, and my dog ran out and got attacked and killed in front of my eyes by like a loose Akita. And
What?
that's when my lying stopped. I was like, I'm never lying again because I
Oh
felt
my
so
gosh. You felt
bad. Yeah.
so guilty.
Yes.
You were
Yeah.
like, if
Yeah.
I did not lie sick,
Yeah.
this wouldn't have
My
happened.
dog,
That's
it was
so
all my fault.
sad.
I know. I was so traumatized, and so I don't lie anymore. It's not worth it. And
Okay.
it was so traumatizing because where I lived, it was on the border of two cities. So I was calling, like, I don't even know who I called, but we're trying to get the animal patrol for
Yeah.
one city to come get those dogs because they were on the loose. And they're like, no, that's not our district. Call this
Oh my
city. And I
gosh.
called them and they're like, no, that's not ours. So the
No one
Akitas
wanted to
ran off.
come. Oh
No,
my gosh. That's so terrible.
so sad. Ralph, still remember. Rest in peace.
I know. Okay, so the press also was pretty hard on Brandon. They were like, are they looking at you as a suspect? And he's like, of course they are looking at me as a suspect.
Yeah,
But he had that solid alibi, right? And he had a plane ticket. He was on that fishing trip that
right.
he went on every single year. And so I feel like his alibi kind of holds up. On April
Yeah.
24th, Brandon's mom, Marcia, wrote a open letter to the killer that she posted on her Facebook account. It says, "Letter to the murderer of Missy Bevers. Do you even realize what you have done to her daughters, her husband, our whole family? Was it really worth it? Why do you think it was so necessary? You know who you are. Your husband, wife, and family members know who you are. They know your special walk. Right now, they are as guilty as you are by not coming forward. I honestly pray you do not have children. My granddaughters at least have the knowledge that their mom was a kind hearted, loving, caring person. You have now ruined your children's lives along with your family's life by doing this senseless act. We can at least visit Missy's gravesite, even though we have the comfort of knowing she is already in heaven. Your family will get to visit you in prison forever. Reminder of your crazy, selfish act." She goes on a
Mm.
bit and then she wrote another open letter 2 weeks later asking the killer if they were feeling loved and supported from their family like her family was feeling. You can tell like her grief at this point 2 weeks later was
Mm-hmm.
changing into like anger.
Yeah.
And she ends the letter with, "Are you getting a bit nervous, shaking in your boots, looking too big? You should be. It's just a matter of time now. Things would be a lot easier on you if you just go ahead and turn yourself in." So,
Mm.
unfortunately, we're still sitting at the same place as she was at that time.
Ay, ay, ay.
I know,
Did
which
so
is,
what was the community's response to like those letters? Did like were people trying to throw out clues, or did anyone
Yes.
like
Okay.
tip lines go
So
off?
off like
Mm,
crazy. Her
yeah.
murder has spun like a crazy Reddit community to the
Oh.
point where people are bananas. Like they have gone after her husband, the father in law, the friends. Missy had some
Oh.
things on her on the internet that maybe she wasn't as faithful to her husband. There's also some like financial troubles. So they did think the husband maybe hired somebody, but I'm like, if you are having financial troubles, I'm not thinking that you're going to be paying for somebody to murder your
Right.
wife.
Exactly.
And also his wife was making money. So like
Right.
there's
That doesn't add up.
that doesn't add up to me at all. Um,
Could,
the unfaithful part to
yeah,
me
that was gonna,
does make me think like, could it have been the wife of the person that she was seeing or having text messages or emails with? That
yeah.
I would think, because the person in the video looks pretty short. They had also hired somebody to look into this walk, like a podiatrist,
Mm-hmm.
and the walk looks odd, but then they say that if somebody puts on that much gear, maybe your walk would be a little bit off. Um,
Hmm. Maybe she was also, if it was a female, trying to like appear bigger and just kind of throw off her
yes,
figure.
I think that. By
Because
the way,
yeah, like if it's the choice of gear is just so weird that
it's weird. I think that you're right. I think that it's a woman
did
and
they look into the guy that she had an affair with and
supposedly they did. Yeah.
but after
They
Crime Con you learn that supposedly they did doesn't mean a lot
That's right.
because there were so many heartbreaking stories of people who just are trying to get the word out there and once it's signed off and they're like, yep, no, we did it, we already looked.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't, even though they say they do.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Midlothian is a small town. Like it's 40,000 people. I don't think they have a ton of murders going
Right.
on. And so even though they did get the Texas Rangers involved and the FBI involved, I mean, one person might have said they've done something that they didn't actually do and then they just kind of look it over. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I would think if it was a targeted attack, then it had to do with something with the affair. That's what I would
Hmm.
think. That
Yeah.
it was
That's
a spiteful spouse, somebody that was jealous of her.
yeah.
Um, I will tell you that there is a big reward. There's $150,000 up for grabs for somebody that knows something. Also, let me
Oh.
tell you something else that happened. Surveillance showed a car pulling out of the this this outdoor place that's right across from the church. It's called SWFA Outdoors.
Okay.
And they had a car pull into the parking lot at 2 a.m. the morning of um, that morning on April 18th. And the
Hmm.
car was identified as like a 2010 to 2012 silver or light colored Nissan Altima. It had an oval bumper sticker, or yeah, an oval bumper sticker on it.
Hmm.
And the police released a short clip of the car and asked for some help on identifying it. The car pulls into the parking lot. It's there for a long time and like shuts off its lights for a little bit. I'm like, is that where the person was like changing into their gear?
Right.
Were they just waiting? What were they doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, but we have never heard anything about this car. They that
Did they say,
SWFA. Oh, sorry.
oh, I was gonna say, did they say when the car left that parking lot since they saw it arrived at 2?
It didn't say actually what time. It just said it was like seen at 2 a.m. There is a short video of it. Uh,
Hmm.
there's no way to know if it had anything to do with the murder, but it's kind of odd or very
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
And this SWFA Outdoors provided a $10,000 reward, which is nice
Yeah.
um, for her. But there still was no answers from that at all. I mean, there's kind of
This
nothing.
is one of those cases where it's like someone knows something. Like there's enough
I know.
details where like it's got to trigger someone that is like, oh, that kind of fits.
I know. I think so too. That's why I'm actually doing this on the live show because it's so
Yeah.
close to home that I'm like, maybe there's somebody that knows something that's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, I heard this, but I didn't want to go to the police and tell them that, you know?
Totally. You hear that all the time
You
with
hear it.
people. Like
I know.
they think they're not going to get believed, so they don't say anything. But then once it starts getting talked about and people are like,
Hmm.
oh, that happened to you too, or like you had that feeling too, then it becomes strength in numbers and it gets taken more seriously. And then things can get solved.
Yes. If you want to see the crazy stuff, you can go onto Reddit and see, look at this
I,
case.
I
But
seriously, I love a good Reddit
people,
rabbit trail.
yeah, people have been nuts though. They have like gone after these people that like have, she has had LinkedIn messages with and they have put their address out on Reddit. I mean, it's a
Oh,
little bananas and that I don't think is good, but I do think
no.
that if you want to call the police and give them what you know or even
Right.
call, I mean, I'm sure the husband doesn't want anything to do with anybody at this point because he's probably like, these people are freaking nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, we met a lot of people at CrimeCon that were like, actually call me now because the police aren't doing anything about it.
That was what we heard over and
Mm-hmm.
over. And the stories of them saying, like, I have like recordings of this and
Yeah.
they won't take it seriously. And I'm not at all bashing like the
No, I'm
police
pro
and like the
police.
detective work. Like, I think they do an incredible job. But I just feel like it's such a like for these people whose heart and soul is into trying to solve these things and they just get met with roadblock after roadblock because once a case is closed or like they've put enough effort in unless someone in the police force finds like a passion to pursue that
Yeah,
it feels like it's almost impossible to get things reopened.
it is.
And I'm sure because there's more crimes continuing to happen that they're investing time in, but ugh,
Well, even when we were talking to Tom and he was
yes,
like, we were talking about the John Benet Ramsey case because John Benet's dad was there and he was like, it's not hard. Like, it's just that these police officers had no experience with a murder. And so they just let the crime scene open for any Sam, Dick, or Harry to walk in. And
totally.
that's not what you do. But if you are dealing with murders all the time, you know exactly how to handle it immediately. And
Right.
so it's, you don't want to fault the police, but you kind of want to fault the police. It's like, actually, everybody should be having the same amount of training so that this
Right.
does not happen. But I
I
also think a
feel,
lot of times you think that you're in a place where, like, oh, this isn't a murder. And then you're
yeah,
like, oh, shoot, it is a murder. Shit.
right. I also feel like when you have these smaller towns, I think the police sort of get to know the community on like a deeper level. So it's a little bit more casual. They're walking into like
Mm-hmm.
their community. And I know a lot of police actually won't even work in their own community because of just like that connection. Sometimes it gets a little bit trickier to separate from it, which I think it actually should switch towards that and go back to like building within their community. But a lot of them won't serve, and I take this back. I could totally be wrong, but I've heard this from a couple people that they try not to actually live in the town where they are on
Yeah.
service. So if I'm wrong, sorry. But I feel like in those smaller towns that you walk into a crime scene and it's like it's you know someone who knows that person, so it's more casual instead of like what Tom was saying, like you go in and you make everyone sit down to get
Yeah.
statements and you don't let anybody in or anybody out. But these like small towns, they're not trained for that. They don't know what to do when they walk in and there's a suspected crime because they don't ever deal with it.
I know.
It's sad.
It is sad. It is so
And that's
sad.
what happened with John Bonet. And it's just still, mm,
Yeah. So we still don't know. If you know, please reach out to the police and say something. I mean, even if
Yeah.
it's anonymous that you know somebody, I mean, something. In
Right.
her obituary, it stated that she never met a stranger and was always willing to give everything she had to help others, which is, I mean, she was a teacher and
Yeah.
through and through, right? It
Right.
also said that Missy loved God, her husband, her girls, her family, her friends, and everyone she came in contact with. She was and will always be an inspiration. So
Oh.
sad.
Well, I hope for her girl's sake. I wonder, are they still trying to solve it, or are they just at peace and have accepted time to move on?
No, so it was a while ago, but her daughter, I think it was 2018, maybe. Her daughter had was she was in like FFA and she was selling a pig, if I remember correctly. And she said she was using the money to help like find, answers for her mom.
Oh,
And um and this pig went for way more
oh, good.
than ever like any other pigs go for.
Pigs
So
should ever go for.
yeah, so I think that she's, I think if it was my mom, I would never stop, and they probably will never stop. And I
No.
really like somebody knows something in this case.
Yeah.
This case can be solved.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
it's just
too
gonna
many like paths where
like
it's
who
not just
had
random.
yes, and who has this police gear? Who
I
has this
know.
that is it a
It's so
costume from a
weird.
costume shop, but it looks pretty legit. And so, was it missing out of your closet on April 17th, 18th, and 19th? Did it show
Right.
up and it was like a little weird? Did you have a blood spot on your stuff and you were like, where did this come from? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, where did this police uniform come from?
Right.
And at one point, they thought the perpetrator was like 5'2" to 5'7". They have since said maybe that's not. Maybe they were a
Well,
little
that's pretty
taller.
small. That definitely
That is
leans
a
more
one that
towards
to me
female.
means female.
Yeah.
Um, the initial thought was female. Well, the initial thought was a man, and then they
Okay.
started looking into the video, and they were like, okay, it actually has kind of a more of like a female walk. Um,
Okay. Oh,
but
I just Googled it. She's so cute.
she's so cute.
And her arms. Oh my gosh, I would kill to have those arms.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah.
and she was 45. We could still do it, Ailish.
It's
Still, still,
gonna
it could
take
still
a.
be in the cards.
I'm not waking up at 4:30 to work out. It's just not in my cards.
I know. And it's like probably she probably didn't drink wine either.
No. Yeah, that's not in my cards
So
either. I'm not
I
giving
know
that up.
the bottomless mimosas were
Yeah,
not on her
exactly.
plan.
I'm sure she was not playing drag queen bingo with bottomless.
No. So,
Oh, that person
anyways,
does
that's
look female.
yeah. Are you
They
looking at
are
it? Yeah.
yeah, smaller but
Mm-hmm.
stature. That is.
Smaller, kind of just stockier stature of a
Hmm.
person. Mm-hmm.
But it does look like intentionally layered. Like I feel like the clothing is like it looks like there's extra bulk on her. Like it's
Even
not.
maybe that's why they put the knee pad, the like those big
Yeah,
shin guards to just
I think
add
that's
a
it.
layer of like not such a small person. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, someone knows something. I
I
mean,
know.
there's a lot of details that seem like it should bring closure.
Hmm. I agree. All right. Well,
Mm,
that was that case. So if you know something, say something. And
I
if
love
you
it.
liked this episode, please share it with a friend. And also, if you have not rated and reviewed us, then please do that also. And until Thursday, we have a Patreon episode on patreon.com/Housewives of True Crime. Or if you listen on Apple, you can just go to Clink Clink Club. And if you listen on Spotify, you can go to Housewives of True Crime bonus content. It's all there. And I just did a good last Thursday. I told two stories, Ailish, from CrimeCon of two missing people that we had
Oh,
um,
I'm a behind
ran
on a couple
into.
episodes, so I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So I did that Jason Landry case
Okay.
Remember we were talking about that
They
one
had
there?
like shirts, a couple of like shirts
Yes.
with that.
Hmm.
That was the one, didn't they like get a group to solve it or something?
In
Oh,
Texas, no, that was Brandon. The
okay.
same group
Oh,
is looking at this one, yeah.
okay.
And then I did this other case where I ran into two troopers that were looking for this guy, and I'm blanking on his name right now. JP. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. But anyways, there's two missing persons that I just went over, and they're very interesting. So head over to patreon.com forward
I'll
slash
check it out.
housewives of true crime. All right. And that's it. Clink, clink.
All right. Clink, clink. Bye, guys.